Awesome. Give me 5 minutes and we'll be starting our live stream, and I'll be telling you about how to open up your chapters and things you need to know as a leader. 5 minutes. Alright, so we're starting. Very quick, feel free to comment below if you have any questions throughout the video. The team will make sure to answer them, and of course if you have any questions about how to open a chapter in your school and you want it not to be publicized, then feel free to email us under the Contact Us section. Alright, so today I'll be telling you about how to open up your chapter, your responsibilities, the steps that you need to take, and also the awesome perks you get as being a chapter leader. Now let me tell you very quickly about Gifts of Awesome itself. We're a nonprofit organization and we're dedicated to creating more student leaders. The world needs more leaders that are open-minded and that are willing to learn more about the world and incorporate their own views on it, and so we're targeting students. And the way we do this is that every single member in every chapter of Gifts of Awesome has an opportunity to make their own volunteering initiative. Now, these volunteering initiatives can be anything as simple as going to a nursing home with your friends and singing for patients there, or something as crazy as raising money for a group of orphans in Ukraine who need food or who need clothing. Our members do a wide range of activities, and it's really awesome just how much impact students can make. Next, to kind of help our members understand more and more about what it takes to be a leader in different areas of the world and different areas of the professional world, we have speakers come over. Top speakers from all over the country come to our chapters, and these speakers can be, whether it's, YouTubers, they can also be politicians. We have Nobel laureates come over, entrepreneurs, just really anybody who demonstrates a high level of leadership. And our members get to select who we want to get over, and there hasn't been a time where we haven't gotten a speaker over that our members have requested. So do not worry if you're not able to access this live stream while it's rolling and ask questions. You can always view this live stream on our web page, and we will also have a written version of this live stream available on the page. So page is giftsofawesome.org. That is giftsofawesome.org, and you can find all instructions on how to open up your own chapter on the hub page. Next. So, you guys might be thinking, why do I want to become a leader at Gifts of Awesome? Why Gifts of Awesome? So, here are a few benefits that you guys might want to hear. You will be affiliated with a major nonprofit organization that is huge for, whether you're applying to colleges or whether you're finding jobs, or you want to show the world that, I have this backup. I am a leader in a major nonprofit organization. So that looks huge for everybody who looks at your resume. Next, because we have such high profile speakers, not every single member is able to have access to them 24/7, but our leaders and the chapter creators have exclusive access to our speakers. So if you're looking, for example, for an internship at a lab and our speaker came over who was a Nobel laureate, you could always email them through us and we'll connect the two of you. And that's another opportunity and another door opened for you as a leader. Next, if you show that you're a proponent of student leadership, and by joining Gifts of Awesome, that is exactly what you're showing. you will not only have, this leadership position to tell people about, but you'll also be fighting for a cause that is very important and very stressed in today's world. Next, you will most certainly stand out, whether you're applying to college or applying for a job. If an employer looks at your resume and they see what you're doing, why you're doing it, and they see a cause such as student leadership, and that you opened up your own chapter, that is exactly what everyone's looking for right now. That's what the world needs. Next, we are very frequently mentioned in press. So, for example, our Brooklyn Technical High School chapter in Brooklyn, New York, has only been open for 2-3 months, and we've already been mentioned in 3 or more press organizations and press releases. So if you are looking forward to hearing your name in the news, or having spreading your word about what you do and being featured in whether it's New York Times, Huffington Post, or local newspapers, Gifts of Awesome does feature our chapters in the press. So that is a huge benefit that you will get. So kind of summary, you will be a leader of a chapter of a nonprofit organization. Huge benefit for you to stand out amongst applicants to wherever you're applying to. You'll be featured in press, so if you want to brag to your friends and family, here's your chance. And also, you'll be a proponent of a cause that is very important, that leaders and politicians are pushing in today's world, and you're already going to be a step ahead of the rest of the student population. Okay, so going and diving right into your responsibilities and the steps that you need to take as a chapter leader, if you're interested in opening up a chapter at your local high school. So number 1, make sure to check out your school's procedure for opening up a new chapter. Every school has a different set of simple laws and regulations you need to abide by. So just do a little bit of research and look at the steps you need to take to open a chapter within your school. Next, you want to find an adult supervisor to be there at all times at your club meetings. This is a requirement in a lot of colleges and a lot of high schools for you to have a mentor, an adult mentor or supervisor. So make sure to get one of those awesome people. Next, you want to get as many members as possible into your club. And the way we recommend for you to do this is create a Google form, and as a very simple application form, and just spread it via social media. Talk about it, to your friends. Send it to a few colleagues, and get them to amass as many members as possible for your chapter. And so these are kind of the 3 very basic steps you need to take to get your chapter up and going. The 4th step you want to take is to build an executive board. Build your own, group of people that are going to help you accomplish what you need to accomplish for your chapter of Gifts of Awesome. And because it could be very difficult, as you may know, to do a huge project on your own, so get 3 or more people to join your board and to look and watch over your club. So over here, the positions that you'll need to find people for, and make sure these are people you trust. These are hardworking people that are going to be dedicated to the position long term. So these people include Vice President of Volunteer Services, Vice President of Public Outreach, Secretary, and Social Media Manager. Here is a quick overview of the roles. The Vice President of Volunteer Services assists all volunteers in their own volunteering initiatives. So this person is ready to mentor anybody who has questions about, how can I contact this person? I want to do work in Nigeria and I want to reach this specific school. How can I do that? And can you help me with that? So this is the person that members will normally go to. And in addition, the Vice President of Volunteer Services will also manage your weekly meetings that will happen during your school, after school, or during your hours of community center. So if you're opening a chapter at a community center, that's you also need somebody to manage those meetings. Next, the Vice President of Public Outreach, very important person, just like anybody else in the board. This public outreach officer does exactly what it sounds like. If your members need help connecting to outside organizations or to finding specific people or finding speakers, this is the person who's in charge of that. So, for example, our Goldstein chapter requested a Nobel laureate to speak, Nobel laureate in chemistry, to speak at their high school. And so the vice president of public outreach did the job of finding somebody, calling, and bringing this person to the school. And in addition, the executive board at Gifts of Awesome, the National Executive Board, will be collecting monthly progress reports from individual chapters. Progress reports are simply, we plan to do this month, and we have accomplished this, and this. We've had this speaker over, and our volunteers are currently in the fundraising stage of their project. So a very simple monthly reminder to yourselves of your goals as a chapter of an organization, as well as telling the National Executive Board just your progress throughout the months. And so the Vice President of Public Outreach will be in charge of doing this precise thing of sending over a monthly report. Next, Secretary, also a very important position. If you enjoy dealing with money, if you enjoy helping members raise money for their own initiatives, this is the position for you, because Secretary manages all kind of money going in and out of the organization. And our goal is to make as much of the initiatives a member's, responsibility and a member's role. So we have a few members that ask questions of, how do I raise money for my own project? I'm not a big organization, it's just me and my friends. Well, a secretary would then encourage them to go on sites like GoFundMe or Kickstarter, and to maybe go around your school asking for funding. This is something that the secretary would be able to advise members on. So secretary deals with money. If your school has any procedures, such as sending money to the school or requesting money, this is also something between the school and the club. This is something that the secretary would deal with. Next, social media manager. This is somebody who manages, sounds like it is what just like it sounds like. It manages the social media sites of your club. So each chapter has a Facebook page. Other pages like Twitter are not required, but a Facebook page is. Just to keep your members updated on anything they might need to know, like upcoming meetings, upcoming speaker sessions, press is coming in on this day to interview these people. You need to tell your members what's up, and the social media manager will be in charge of doing that. So if you know a person who's good with Facebook and who doesn't leave the phone and who happens to be a good leader, they're good for the position. This is kind of an overview, the 4 steps you need to take. You need to first check out your school's procedure for opening a chapter. Very important. This is your step to getting started. Obtain all the necessary documentation from your school. Find an adult supervisor or an adult mentor who is willing to be present at your club meetings. This could be your teacher, this could be your community leader. Again, check in with your school or community center. Third, create a Google form or find a way to gather 20 plus members, as many members as possible for your club. You can do this before you even start meetings. This is actually advised. Get a good solid member base before you start meeting, because then you'll have somebody to come to your meetings rather than starting your meeting with one person in the audience. Third step, gather members and advertise. This is great practice if you want to learn how to reach people, whether it's through social media or through one-on-one conversation. And the 4th step would be to build your own executive board. You absolutely cannot do this on your own. As amazing we know you guys are, it's very difficult to run a chapter on your own. So find 3-4 other people to be your backup and to help you run this organization. Vice President of Public Outreach, Vice President of Volunteer Services, Secretary, and Social Media Manager. These positions are recommended. And almost forgot to mention, you as a president, you monitor what these people do. You are responsible for the long-term planning of the organization. Next, so here are a few fun responsibilities for your chapters, because just to carry out the mission of Gifts of Awesome in your own school, here are a few things you need to know. Your first responsibility is to contact outside leaders and bring them into your school or community center as speakers. And the way you do this is really easy. You just email them, or if you know them personally, if you know a politician personally, and you just go and ask them, we're very interested in what you do, and we'd love for you to come over and speak to our members. So contact your outside leaders. Make sure your members are getting this at least once a month speaker session to kind of engage them in what it takes to be a leader in the outside world. So next, you have to assist your members in developing their own volunteer initiatives and their own volunteer projects. And this is what Gifts of Awesome is here for. We're here to create more student leaders, and these student leaders need a little bit of help to start out and to carry out their projects. So assist your members. And in addition, if you're unsure about the deadlines and how to get started on initiatives, we'll have a packet online for you at giftsofawesome.com and under the hub, and you will have all your information that you need and to share with your members, or just for you to know about these initial personal volunteering projects and initiatives. Third, we are having a nationwide Gifts of Awesome newsletter where we'll have some awesome winners. We'll have a national month of leadership, so we'll select our leader of the month and chapter of the month. So make sure to fill out those progress reports. Those are required. So and we'll read your progress reports, and we'll select the chapter that we deem most working most hard towards the goal of Gifts of Awesome. Whether you had an awesome speaker session that you want to tell everybody about, and we'll just read your progress reports, and you'll have a chance to be featured on a national, actually international newsletter, because our partners in different countries get to read our newsletter too. So let's see. Yeah, so we'll be selecting a leader of the month and a chapter of the month. So make sure to update us on your accomplishments as a club. Now, if you're just watching this video, not having secured your position yet as a chapter leader, make sure to do that as soon as possible, because our positions are getting filled up in schools nationwide. You want to apply as soon as possible. And lastly, we live in the tech world, so make sure to follow us on Facebook. We put most, if not all, of our updates on Facebook, and you want to make sure you know what's going on, any new steps we're taking. We're building an app for all of our users out there, so we'll keep you guys updated on how that's going. So yeah, that's just about it. I'm checking if there's any questions that anybody has right now. Alright, so it seems like I've covered mostly everything. You guys don't have any questions yet. And don't worry if you have a question pop up maybe a few days after this live stream goes goes out, please goes out on the internet, can you can always email us. Go on our contact us page and send us an email. And if you have any questions you need answers to immediately and you want everybody else to see your question and your answer, then just ask us on social media on facebook.com/giftsofawesome. www.facebook.com/giftsofawesome. That is our social media page. Alright, so just a quick wrap up, and we'll say our goodbyes. We have a lot of benefits open to you if you decide to become a chapter leader. You will stand out to colleges, to job employees as a leader, as somebody who leads a chapter of a national nonprofit organization, and also as a proponent of a very important cause, and this is the cause for more student leaders. If you are looking to connect with any of our amazing speakers, then this is the chance for you to do so. You will have exclusive access to our speakers. Next, if you like being on press, if you like to brag to your friends or family, then we have every chapter. Every chapter has an opportunity to be in press. So this is a great chance for you to have your name mentioned. And yeah, steps you need to take. Contact your school, ask about the procedure for opening up a chapter. Find an adult administrator who's willing to supervise meetings. Third is to get as many members as possible, preferably through social media. And build your own executive board, your cabinet, you could say. And everything, all the other information, our FAQs, you can find on our website, www.giftsofawesome.org. And yeah, we'll keep you updated on any new developments in the organization. So yes, fill out those applications, and yeah, we'll contact you right away. Bye guys!